Hello, my dear friends. This is Dr. Emily Carter, and today I'm going to share something with you that could literally save your brain. Did you know that the 0-calorie sweetener you put in your coffee every morning might be silently destroying your brain cells? It sounds alarming, I know, but the science behind this discovery is irrefutable, and today I'm going to reveal everything that many health professionals prefer not to mention. Think for a moment. If you're over 60 and have recently been struggling to remember names, find the right words during a conversation, or even frequently forget where you left your glasses, what I'm about to reveal might change your life. Many of you probably think, this is normal, I'm aging. But what if I told you that the culprit might not be age, but rather something you consume daily, believing you're doing your health a favor? The truth about artificial sweeteners and your brain is frightening, but we need to face it. Researchers at the University of Minnesota discovered something truly alarming. Aspartame, present in more than 6,000 diet and zero products, can triple the risk of dementia in people over 60. Can you imagine that? Tripling the risk of a devastating disease just because of a product that was sold as a healthy alternative. What happens in your body is even more disturbing. When metabolized, aspartame transforms into formaldehyde. Yes, you heard correctly, formaldehyde, the same substance used to preserve cadavers. This toxic substance crosses the blood-brain barrier, that natural protection your brain has, and directly damages your neurons. It's no coincidence that we're seeing an alarming increase in cases of dementia and cognitive decline. Dr. Roberto Campos, a neurologist specializing in neurodegenerative diseases, explains something fundamental about this process. Aspartame causes a chronic inflammatory reaction in the central nervous system. Over time, this silent inflammation destroys synaptic connections and accelerates the formation of beta-amyloid plaques, characteristic of Alzheimer's. In simpler terms, it's as if you were slowly setting fire to your brain every time you consume these products. Let me share with you the story of a patient who completely changed my perspective on this issue. Helena, a 72-year-old woman, was always known for her prodigious memory. As a retired accountant, she prided herself on remembering details about clients from decades ago. At 70, Helena began to notice frightening changes. She forgot important appointments, repeated the same stories in a single lunch, and her grandchildren noticed that she frequently confused their names. "I was terrified," Helena says. "My mother had Alzheimer's and I thought I was following the same path." During her neurological consultation, an unexpected question changed everything. "How many diet sodas and products do you consume per day?" Helena proudly replied that she had replaced all sugars with diet options more than 15 years ago. She drank 0-calorie soda at lunch and dinner, sweetened 3 daily coffees with aspartame, and consumed diet desserts to control her diabetes. She believed she was taking care of her health, when in reality she was poisoning her brain day after day. You must be wondering, but what exactly are these villains that are in my pantry and refrigerator? I'm going to share the 5 most harmful artificial sweeteners for your brain so you can identify and eliminate them immediately. The first and most dangerous is aspartame. It's found in 0-calorie sodas, powdered sweeteners, and more than 6,000 processed products. You probably consume aspartame every day without even knowing it. Check the labels of diet, zero, or light products. It's there, disguised, ready to attack your nervous system. The second villain is sodium cyclamate. This sweetener has been banned in several countries due to its possible association with neurological damage. Even so, it continues to be used in many products. It's frightening to think that substances banned elsewhere for safety reasons are still allowed in our country. In third place, we have saccharin. Recent studies show that it can profoundly alter your gut microbiota, directly affecting the so-called gut-brain axis. Did you know that your intestine is considered a second brain? When saccharin unbalances this delicate intestinal flora, the cognitive effects can be devastating in the long term. The fourth on the list is acesulfame K, frequently combined with aspartame in diet drinks, enhancing brain damage. It's a particularly dangerous combination that many companies use to create a more pleasant taste without caring about the consequences for your health. Finally, we have sucralose. Despite being considered safer by many professionals, new research indicates possible inflammatory effects on the nervous system. It's that yellow sweetener that you've probably seen in many restaurants and cafes. It seems harmless, but your brain might disagree. You're asking yourself, and now, do I need to go back to refined sugar? Absolutely not. There are natural alternatives that are not only safe for your brain, but some of them may even offer additional protection. I'll share the 5 best options that I recommend to my patients. Pure stevia is my first recommendation. Derived from a plant, it has no impact on blood glucose and has proven anti-inflammatory properties. Make sure to choose products that contain pure stevia without mixtures with other artificial sweeteners. Many popular brands mix stevia with harmful sweeteners, so read labels carefully. Natural erythritol is another excellent alternative. This sugar alcohol doesn't cause insulin spikes or feed inflammatory processes in the brain. It's particularly beneficial for people with diabetes or pre-diabetes, as it doesn't affect blood sugar levels. Birch xylitol has a low glycemic index and properties that can protect both oral and brain health. Besides sweetening your food and drinks, xylitol fights cavity-causing bacteria and doesn't promote neuronal inflammation. Inulin is a prebiotic fiber that lightly sweetens and feeds beneficial gut bacteria for the gut-brain axis. It helps maintain that second brain I mentioned, your intestine, in perfect working order, which is directly reflected in brain health. Last but not least, we have Manuka honey. In small quantities, it contains neuroprotective compounds that combat brain inflammation. This special type of honey from New Zealand has unique medicinal properties that go far beyond simple sweetening. You must be thinking, does this really work? Can just changing sweeteners make such a difference? Let me tell you what happened to Helena after implementing these changes. After completely eliminating aspartame from her diet and replacing it with pure stevia and small amounts of Manuka honey, Helena experienced a recovery that surprised even her doctor. In just 2 months, the mental fog began to dissipate. In 6 months, I was solving crossword puzzles again and instantly recognizing my grandchildren. My neurologist was impressed with my new cognitive tests she shared emotionally during our last consultation. Helena's transformation is not an isolated case. The most recent science confirms what we are observing in clinical practice. A study published in the Journal of Neurology in 2024 followed 3,400 people over 65 for a decade. The results are shocking. Regular consumers of aspartame, more than 1 diet soda per day, presented a 3–10% higher rate of dementia development compared to those who did not consume it. Can you grasp the magnitude of that risk? More than 3 times the probability of developing a devastating disease just because of a seemingly harmless choice. It's not an exaggeration to say that aspartame may be one of the biggest hidden villains of brain health in old age, states Dr. Cristina Monteiro, a neuroscientist at USP. The good news is that by eliminating this toxin and replacing it with natural alternatives, we can not only stop the damage but allow the brain to partially recover. This is perhaps the most hopeful part of this whole story. Your brain has an incredible capacity for regeneration when you remove toxic substances and provide the proper nutrients. Neuroplasticity, that ability of the brain to form new connections, remains active throughout life, even after 60, 70, or 80 years. It's never too late to make this change. Have you imagined what your life would be like in 5 years if you continued consuming these neurotoxic substances, and how it could be if you made this simple change today? The difference between choosing the right or wrong sweetener can literally determine whether you'll recognize your grandchildren, remember the names of dear friends, or maintain your independence in daily activities. Based on hundreds of clinical cases and the most recent research, I can state with conviction that eliminating artificial sweeteners, especially aspartame, may be the most important decision to protect your brain after 60. It's a simple change, accessible to everyone, that doesn't require expensive medications or invasive procedures. Just awareness and determination to read labels and make better choices. Shall we do a small practical exercise? Take a notebook and write down all the diet, zero, or light products you've consumed in the last 3 days. Now, go to your kitchen and check the labels of these products. How many of them contain aspartame, cyclamate, saccharin, or other substances I mentioned? You'll probably be surprised by the result. This is the first step toward a real transformation. The next step is to gradually replace these products with healthier alternatives. It doesn't need to be a radical change overnight. Start with breakfast, then move on to lunch, and so on. In 2 weeks, you will have completely eliminated these poisons from your diet. Notice how you feel after a month of this change. Many patients report more mental clarity, better memory, more energy, and even improved mood. Your brain will silently thank you every day, slowly regenerating from the aggressions it has suffered. I want you to understand something fundamental. This is not just a health issue. It's a matter of dignity and quality of life. Losing cognitive ability means losing part of our identity, our precious memories, our independence. If we can prevent this with simple choices, why not make them? I've already treated hundreds of patients like Helena, brilliant people, full of life, who began to lose themselves within their own minds. Seeing their recovery when they eliminate these toxins is one of the greatest joys of my medical practice. You too can experience this transformation. Stay with me, because in the next video, I'll reveal the 3 common foods that can reverse brain damage you've already suffered. These are foods that are accessible to everyone and have an incredible power of neuronal restoration. You won't want to miss it. If this video brought you new and valuable information, please help me spread this message. Share it with your friends and family, especially those who regularly use artificial sweeteners. You can literally save the brain health of someone you love. Leave your comment below sharing your experience with artificial sweeteners, and if you're going to make this change, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any information that can transform your health and your life. I'm Dr. Emily Carter, and I'm here to help you live with health, vitality, and mental clarity in all phases of life. Until the next video.